Hi, I'm Dawn with the Boonshoff Museum of Discovery. Happy Groundhog's Day. This is my favorite day of the year because I love groundhogs. Seriously, I do. I'm not even joking. Ask anybody I work with. But how much do we actually know about groundhogs? That's what I want to talk to you a little bit about today. So groundhogs are known by the scientific name Marmotta monax. So Marmotta basically refers to the genus or the group of animals that they belong to, which is marmots or ground squirrels. They're actually the largest type of ground squirrel in North America. I bet you had no idea. They're also, because they're ground squirrels, part of the family Sciuridae, which includes all sorts of squirrels. Ground squirrels, tree squirrels, flying squirrels, chipmunks, prairie dogs, they're all part of that family. Now, they also have a lot of common names, or names that, depending where you live, you might know them a little bit differently. So woodchuck is another really popular name. And so you may know that tongue twister, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? A woodchuck could chuck how much wood he could if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Same thing. Sometimes they're known as whistle pigs because they have been observed actually whistling to each other if there's a predator nearby or some other type of danger. And sometimes they're also called ground pigs because, of course, they're very near to the ground. They tend to be a little bit stocky. Sometimes they snort a little bit. Kind of cute. Either way. There's also a lot of other names, and you may know some more, and maybe send us some other names that you know groundhogs by. Might be kind of interesting to compare. Now, typically groundhogs you may see out in open fields, maybe along wooded areas, kind of like this, but they have a lot of burrows underground. So they will actually have entrances and exits in lots of different locations, sometimes between 2 and 5 entrances and exits. When we get down into those burrows, they have a lot of different rooms or chambers that have kind of uses very similar to what we might have in our house. So they have areas where they sleep, bedrooms. They may have nursery rooms for all of their babies. They even have bathrooms inside. That's pretty impressive. Now, if you come to the museum fairly frequently and you like to walk along our trails, you may have actually seen a burrow. So I'm actually standing next to one. We have a number of groundhogs that live here at the museum. So if you haven't been able to find one of these entrance or exits, take a walk outside. You might be really surprised. So, of course, these burrows, we know they have lots of uses, but during the winter, of course, what they're known for is hibernation. They're true hibernators. So here in Ohio, they tend to go into hibernation towards the end of October, and they stay there through March, sometimes April. Sometimes they may come out of hibernation. They come out, they realize it's too cold, and they'll actually go back in and they'll sleep some more. Now, if you live a little farther south, their hibernation period may be a little less. If you live a little farther north, it may even be longer. It just depends. Now, interestingly, they have burrows in different areas based on the season. So they have their summer homes in locations where there's a lot of food because, of course, they're trying to store up all that fat for the winter. When it starts getting colder, they know they're going to be sleeping. They go to a place where it's a little more secure and harder to find. It keeps them safe. So that's pretty smart, I think. Now, what the heck is Groundhog's Day? We celebrate it every year, but you may not quite understand what's going on. So Groundhog's Day is a tradition that says when a groundhog comes out of its burrow, it's going to either see its shadow or not see its shadow. So if a groundhog sees its shadow, it's going to get scared, scurry back inside, and that means there's 6 more weeks of winter. If it doesn't see its shadow, it's not going to get scared early spring because it doesn't go back in. So you may say, well, we don't have a local groundhog. We don't have groundhogs in our backyard. What do I do? You can actually recreate this at home, and I'm going to show you how you can do it. Now, if we go back to my little burrow, I have my example. So what I did, I found a little image of a groundhog, and I cut it out. You can draw one too, doesn't matter. Cut it out, and I put some tape on the back of a craft stick, and then I just got a paper cup that would be wide enough for my groundhog to come up through, and I just cut an opening in the top. So when I'm ready, I can have my groundhog pop up through the top and then look and see if it happens to see its shadow. So if you try this at home, you can see based on the conditions in your backyard if it's going to be an early spring or a longer winter. Either way, spring is March 20th. I feel like that's coming pretty soon, so either way, I'm pretty excited. If you liked the video today, remember to hit the like button, subscribe, and come on over to the museum. We'd love to have you, and I'd love to talk groundhogs with you and share more of my knowledge. Thanks so much.